Hello, everybody. We are live here on Facebook. If you're joining us on Facebook, hello. If you're joining us on EFCC.online.church, hello. It is good to see you today. We're live, coming to you from home. Now, this is Wednesday night at home. I'm actually at home in my trailer. I want to welcome you to my trailer. This has like become my office for a while. It all happened because on the very first day of doing all of this Corona work thing, working at home, working away from the office, I was working in my house, and my wife, who's a teacher of kindergartners, was doing a Zoom meeting with them. I was doing a Zoom meeting with staff, and we were talking over each other the way that a kindergarten teacher would. I love my wife to death, but she can get nice and loud with all those kindergartners. So I came over and came into this office. So now I want to welcome you to the trailer. Welcome you to Wednesday night at home in my trailer. You're at home, and tonight I'm excited to bring on a bunch of people tonight, okay? Because we can't like meet together as much anymore, and so instead of meeting together and bringing someone in here, I'm going to bring people in online, and they're going to join me in this conversation. So stick around, please. We'd love to introduce you to these people and see these people. They're people that a lot of you know and love, and it's going to be fun to hear from them as well. And so stick around. You're going to be able to ask questions. We have people moderating and going to be bringing on live questions here. And if the technology works, one of you, we hope, will actually make an appearance online with us. All right. So you can join us if you're joining us on Facebook. We are going to be checking those comments. If you're joining us on YouTube, we're not going to be seeing those comments. But if you're joining us on EFCC.online.church, then we're going to be moderating those as well. So I hope to see you there at one of those places. By the way, did you see the little video? If you're joining us late, I have to show it again because I just have to brag on my son Caleb. My son Caleb, if you're out there, throw some hearts, Caleb, because he made us an intro video. And so let's just play it again. It's like 5 seconds. So here we go. Isn't that awesome? That was made by my son Caleb. He's 13, and he's a junior higher, and that's what he did today for his homework. You know, I figure he's learning something, he's doing something, and I think he did a great job on that. So shout out to Caleb, my boy. Now, it looks like if I'm hearing that they're maybe having some problems, and we may need to refresh on Facebook or something like that. And so if you're out there and that needs to happen, I apologize for the technical difficulties. We're learning all this stuff. We don't really know, what we're doing. I just learned today that I can even do this live, and I can make titles. I learned how to make titles today. See that right there? That's pretty cool. I've learned a few other things, and so I learned how to bring people in, and so there will be people joining me in a few minutes. But before we get to that, I wanted to just kind of give you a little devotional thought, and set our kind of our mindset perspective for what we're looking at today, and kind of some of the things we're going to be talking about. A few weeks ago, when I got to share on our first Wednesday night, we went to a passage in Philippians. It was Philippians 4, chapter 6 and 7, and it's this beautiful verse, and one of the most meaningful verses for days like this. I think Ryan found out that is the single most highlighted passage in the Kindle version of the Bible, and it is, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything with prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, bring your request to God. And then the peace of God that transcends all understanding will guard your heart, your minds in Christ Jesus. Okay, such a beautiful passage, such a helpful passage in this time. We need that peace. And we talked about last time a little bit about worry, a little bit about it means to be anxious. And I don't know if you are out there and you're still feeling that worry, or it's getting worse, because I know I feel it. I was joking with some people the other day that all of the chiropractors are going to make really good money coming up here. They're going to have a lot of business because we're going to need it, because we're feeling the stress. And I don't know about you, but I feel that stress on me. It's like in my neck. And so I don't know if that's you out there, but that is very normal. In fact, the English word worry, it comes from an old German word. The German word is Vergen. I think that's I don't know German, but it's close to that. And it means to strangle or to choke. That worry strangles us. And it's like it chokes us. And worry can really even choke the life out of us. And so we got to be really careful about that. But that in that passage in Philippians 4, I was drawn to something else that I want to take you further down into that passage. Right after that in Philippians 4, we hear Paul saying some things that are really meaningful. And so I want to take you there. So if you have a Bible, turn to Philippians chapter 4 with me while I find it. And what, he says another passage that is a very passage. This is a passage that I've seen quoted in all sorts of places. I've seen quoted, misquoted more than not in a lot of places. Because in Philippians chapter 4, Paul continues with this idea that we can bring our requests to God, that God takes care of our worry. But then he says something that I remember noticing how wrong it was when I saw a boxer. Okay, the boxer's name was Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield he's to be a Christian. He seems like he walks with the Lord, and yet he walked out in the boxing rink to fight somebody. And sure enough, on his robe that he walks out in, it quoted Philippians 4:13. Okay, Philippians 4:13 is a very well-known passage. It says this: I can do all things through him who gives me strength. I can do all things through him who gives me strength. Now, when Evander Holyfield was walking out with that, it made it sound like that Evander Holyfield could do all things, meaning that he could beat someone in a boxing match through Christ who gives him strength. And now, I just want to go out on a limb and suggest to you that maybe that is not what Paul was talking about. That Paul was not saying that you can go beat up somebody, you can beat up anybody through Christ who gives you strength. I don't think that he is really trying to imply that you can do like any crazy thing. You cannot fly. You cannot do all those things. I've tried. It doesn't work. All right. And so here's the thing. The context of that passage, I think, is going to be huge in helping us to understand our perspective and get our perspective right. Because you guys, our perspective on the world right now, it changes everything. If we have a God-centered perspective, it changes everything. And I think it's easy in times like this to have a misguided perspective. And so let's get to the context of why Paul says, I can do all things through him who gives me strength. Back up, if you go back up in chapter 4 a little bit into verse 10, Paul says, I rejoiced in the Lord greatly that now at last you have revived your concern for me. Indeed, you were concerned before, but you lacked opportunity. Okay, so the people are concerned and care about Paul. In fact, they cared about him so much that they were actually offering their gifts to him. They were sending money to him, and so he says, not that I speak from want in verse 11, for I have learned to be content in whatever circumstance I am. I've learned to be content, Paul says. I know how to get along with humble means. And I also know how to live in prosperity. So he's saying, Paul's saying, I've been poor. I've not been able to get by. I've been in that place where I don't know where the rent's going to come from. I don't know how I'm going to get food for my family. Paul's saying, I've been there. And I have a feeling that there's a lot of people today, maybe listening to this right now, who are nervous and who are worrying, that strangling worry about those days, that day might come. And Paul is saying, I've learned the answer to living in those times. I've learned what it's like to live in those times. And then he says this, he keeps going, and we're still in verse 12. He says, I've learned also to live in prosperity. So Paul, in times of his life, he's had enough to get by, and he knows how to live on that. And interestingly, that I think we think that money solves the problems, and here Paul is suggesting that it doesn't solve the problems, and he still had to learn how to live that, as if we don't want to rely too much on the things that we have and the stuff that we have. He's learned the secret. He says, in any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of being filled and going hungry, both of having abundance and suffering need, he says. I've learned that, and this is the secret, he says. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, through him who strengthens me. You see, the answer is that no matter what circumstance we are in, we see Jesus in that circumstance. We look to Jesus. What he's not saying is I can just go do everything. He's not saying I can go beat up somebody. He's not even saying that God and somehow he's going to answer all of the problems of the world, that he's just going to he's going to fix coronavirus right here, that he's going to fix all of our problems, that he's going to pay the rent. That's not what he's saying. He's saying even if he doesn't pay the rent, even if in any situation, we need to have the perspective of looking to Jesus. One of my favorite authors is a guy named C.S. Lewis. And C.S. Lewis puts it this way. And this is all about our perspective. Because what Paul's asking us to do is to change our perspective. Instead of focusing on the negative, focusing on the bad, we could change it to focus on the good. And C.S. Lewis says this. He says, I believe in Christianity as I believe that the sun has risen, not only because I see it, but because by it I see everything else. Think about it. We don't see the sun. In fact, it's not a good idea to look at the sun. Okay, if you do that, especially if you do too long, it does really bad things to your eyes and you go blind. All right, so you don't actually ever look at the sun. You look at the effects of the sun, and you know that the sun is out because by the sun's light, you can see everything else. You can see the world around you because of the sun. And here's what C.S. Lewis is saying about the way we view God. He is saying that because of I see everything else through the lens of Jesus, the lens of God. And see, that's the reason that he believes in God. And that's the reason that God makes sense to him, is because it makes sense of our world. And here's the point. Like I said earlier, our perspective changes everything. And when our perspective is a perspective of seeing God in the midst of everything else going on, seeing him first, seeing it through his eyes, not worried in the strangling worry of this virus or of money or of pain or of sickness and all of the worry that can just cause so many problems in our lives. But when our perspective changes to see everything through the lens of Jesus, we can just start seeing a positive view of everything, because even this, God is doing some great things. God is bringing us together in new ways. God is doing all sorts of things. And that's what I want you to hear tonight. I want you to hear that God is doing some good things, even though, don't get me wrong, we know. And our hearts and our prayers are going out to so many people who are struggling right now. We're not trying to minimize struggles at all. We know that it's bad out there. And we know we get a lot of news about how bad things are. But today, we want to bring you a little hope. We want to bring you a little hope, because it's in this hope that we see the world. And when we see the world that way, our perspective changes and we start seeing the world in a new way. And so I I've brought some people, like I said, to join me as we talk about this perspective. And so the first guest that I have for you today is my good friend, Nicole Giles. And so will you welcome Nicole Giles here? I have to look this way. I want to look this way, Nicole. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
Good to be here with you. Yeah, I'm not in a trailer though.
You're not. Where are you today, Nicole?
I'm inside my house in my office.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have all the noise you do.
No. Oh no. All right. So well, it's good to be in your home with you. And I'm glad that we could all join you in your home.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good to have you over.
Well, Nicole, you're going to stick around and help me in this whole process a little bit, and even help interview some of the other people here. But I want to start with that because we're just talking about this idea of changing our perspective on this whole thing, and so I want to ask you a question. You know, we clearly we talk a lot about the downsides of this whole thing. We hear about the downsides in the news and all that stuff, and I want to know from you. This is the question here. What have been some of the good things that have come out of this crisis? And in particular, I want to ask you about Faith Kids and children's ministry and Emmanuel Faith. What have you seen good come out of this?
Right away, when this whole thing got started, it didn't take much time at all. And our ministry partners were already trying to figure out how to connect with their kids. For many of us, our favorite thing on a Sunday morning is to watch all the kids pour into the children's center and head to their classrooms and connect with their leaders. And to see them online like we did last Sunday with a couple of our classes, the primetime class, some other classes, Kalani in particular, and Diane Wright, Kalani Jones and Diane Wright, got most of their class online. And the joy in their faces, seeing them talk to one another, connect with one another, and their excitement thinking that there would be more in the days to come was just hugely meaningful.
So cool. In fact, I think I have pictures, right? I think I was supposed to put some. Look at this.
Yeah, let's look at those pictures.
I can put pictures up. This is all me learning. Tell us about this.
Yeah. So just if you look at those faces, that is community right there. Those kids, when they were done talking as a group, the next thing they wanted to know is if they could actually break out from this large group. It took 2 full screens to get them all on there. They wanted to break out into their normal small groups. We haven't figured that out yet, but we're on our way. They just want to do community. They want to figure it out.
In fact, I'm guessing that maybe people would rather look at their faces than look at our faces.
I would agree.
I understand that. I kind of want to keep looking at them. Each one of those. Oh, look, you got leaders in there.
That's the other thing, is just looking at those leaders and the time that they took. You were mentioning a little bit ago about everyone's concerns. We're not making light of the concerns that every family is facing, and yet these leaders took time out of their lives. They're trying to figure things out in their household, but they thought of these kids, every one of them. They were thinking of the kids. They were creating content. If you go on our Facebook page, you'll see music videos, people that are singing. Even today, we had Trina McMahon created a music video singing in her yard for the kids. Others that have just sent messages to their small groups. It's really sweet.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so now here's where I want to start involving the audience a little bit. Okay, we're gonna bring on another guest. I have another guest soon. But if you see yourself or your kid, let's say if you see your kid, because I don't think these kids are going to be typing too much on here. But if you see your kid on here, would you let us know? Tell us hi. And if you see any of that, Nicole, I'm going to ask Nicole actually to jump on Facebook for us. And Nicole's going to be monitoring Facebook. In fact, I think actually I was supposed to bring on Lynette. Hi, Lynette.
Hello.
I forgot to bring you on, huh? Look, my schedule was to bring on Lynette first. I did not do that. You know, we're winging it here a little bit. We're not together, but look at us. Hi, ladies.
Hi, Nicole. Hi, Josh. Am I turning the right way?
High five. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, This is awesome. So Lynette, it's good to see you here.
You too, Josh.
Welcome. Are you at home as well?
I am.
You're isolating?
Am I what? Yes.
Yes. You're isolating. Well, good job. Good job. Okay, so Lynette is going to be our moderator on EFCC.online.church. Okay, so if you're there, would you just put a bunch of hearts up for Lynette right now? Hopefully, we've got a good crew joining us there right now. Are we seeing some there? Lynette, has anybody noticed some of their kids here?
Looks that way. Yes, most definitely.
We have some people that are noticing. Okay, good.
And Josh, I'll tell you, we're about 8 seconds behind. So hang in there.
That's true. Okay, so we are going to make this interactive and we are going to ask some questions, but we are 8 seconds behind. So in other words, we're filming and you're hearing it 8 seconds later. And so it takes us a little while to respond, but we're hopefully going to do it a lot quicker than before. Okay, so oh, look at this. Actually, I can see Facebook. I can see some Facebook. Wow, I'm learning this right now. Look at this. Here, hold on. I just saw. Here, my wife. She said she can see Corbin and Anna Nielsen. This is like a brand new feature. I can pull your comments in. I think only if you're on Facebook. I'm sorry, the Church Online people. But we got. Look at this. Tim is listening in Bourne, Texas. Anyone know how to say that? I don't know. And then Janet sees some cute kids. Look at Kalani is saying, "Hey, Nicole, Kalani Jones. Who's he? I don't know that guy. All right, we'll see. Man, what's up, Ryan? There you go. Well, Ryan might make his way on here. Anyway, Ryan Lundy says hi. Look at that. Oh no, that's the same one I just did. Hold on. Oh, I'm messing it up. This is okay. I got to stop playing with technology. This is too much. Okay, so here we go. We are going to be asking a question. Here's the first question. Nope, sorry. First question comes. Look at my notes, Josh. Stay focused, Josh. Okay. First question comes when I bring John Riley up here. So you guys, I brought John Riley with us, our junior high pastor, John Riley. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. Josh, Nicole, and Lynette, nice to see you. Everybody online, thanks for having me. Nice to see y'all.
Of course, man. And where are you right now? Tell us about your room.
I'm in my front room where this has become my editing and workstation for calls and stuff. And I'm here in the front corner. The sun is setting off in the distance behind the trees in the neighborhood. And this has been my chair to get stuff done and connect with people over these last few weeks.
Right on. Okay, well, John, I have kind of a fun question for you to kind of get things started here. And this is a question that I'm going to ask John. And while I'm asking John, all the audience, interwebs that are out there, I want you to respond as well. And we're going to put some of your answers, may even put them on the screen. And we're going to be hearing from Lynette, who's watching on Church Online. So here it is. John, if you were on a desert island with your family and you could bring one board game only, what would it be? Tell us, John.
I don't like to follow the rules in answering these kinds of questions you might learn about me. And so I will mention a couple things. First of all, I would like to bring Settlers of Catan, which is a wonderful game. And unfortunately, I've never beaten you in. Josh has beaten me every time we've played. And my son, Luke, has beaten me most times we've played as well. But it's a really fun game. But probably I wouldn't bring that one because I've really been enjoying playing Blockus lately. I don't know if you've ever heard of Blockus, but the sad part is I can't get anyone in my family to play it with me. Maybe if we were stuck on a desert island, somebody might play it with me, but probably not. So I would just end up bringing a deck of cards because then we could play hearts and spades or solitaire. And my wife and I's favorite game to do together, it takes 2 decks of cards where we play Nerds.
Okay.
And she's really fast. She's really good at it. She beats me.
Yes. Yeah, my wife destroys me in Nerds all the time. I hate that game. I don't like losing. Okay, look, I got Carol Hill saying Pictionary. Right on. So,
and we've got Jessica saying the O Trio.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Never heard of that one.
Welcome.
We've got quite a few votes for Settlers of Catan, Ticket to Ride. And John, I would love to play Blockus with you. That's a fun game.
Blockus is a great game.
Okay,
Here,
let's
Emily,
get a game going. One of my very favorites is Blockus.
Nice.
Pandemic is a good one. Oh, I got to say.
Pastor Greg's wondering where your discs for Frisbee are. Disc golf.
Oh, well, John's disc golf. Yeah, can you do that?
Sadly, they've taken the baskets out of Kit Carson Park, and so and there's signs up on some of the tee boxes saying disc golf is closed, and another sign at Kit Carson saying social distancing enforced.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody's giving tickets out, but I heard some of our young people that might have been skateboarding there recently were getting pushed over by some of the elderly people who are telling them they should not be skateboarding in the park right now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
I heard of someone getting a $1,000 ticket for surfing, of all things. But
in California,
yes. But can I say hi to Rose Staples and Mark Bennett? They're saying that I need to comb my hair. Thank you. We're gonna have some. I just think we're gonna have some like very interesting hairdos after this because I'm like due for a haircut. I don't know about you, John. But I miss my barber.
Yeah, probably.
Oh man. Okay. Are you seeing anything else over there, Lynette?
You know, people are chatting with each other. Pierce Pack is here. Just apologies for the lack of disc golf at Kit Carson Park. There's some empathy going out to you, John.
Yeah. Anything? You don't know this one? Domino's. Chicken foot? I don't know what chicken foot is, but hey, aggravation. Thank you,
chicken
Carol.
Foot being one of the moves.
Carol, thank you. Thank you for empathizing.
We've got Dominion.
I usually don't do my hair, but I'm on video. So sorry, Rose. Sorry, Rose Staples. Oh, here, I missed one. The Ungame.
Don't know that one either.
Carol. Ooh.
Some cool things to check out.
Dominion. I played Dominion. That's right. Oh, shout out to Brandon Sims teaching me Dominion. All right. Okay.
I'll give you one real quick here, Josh. Yeah, Jessica Johansson has played Monopoly on Zoom with her junior high girls.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Or she said she would bring Monopoly. She's on a Zoom call with her junior high girls. Yeah. So, I mean, we've got like communication going on here.
So she's like watching us and them at the same time. That's
amazing.
Impressive.
Cool.
Okay, and we've got bananagrams going on here. The Phillips household, bananagrams.
Right, I see that. Yep. Way to go. Ticket to Ride, I'm seeing as well. Okay, so John, but let's get serious here a little bit. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in junior high world right now over these last few weeks. Maybe what's coming up in the future here.
So during quarantine for the junior high ministry, we've been continuing to do messages on Sunday mornings and on Wednesday nights, and those have been being posted for students. And those are available on the church's Instagram page, JH_EFCC on Instagram. And I'm also posting those on my personal YouTube page, which is also being linked to in my Facebook page. And some of the staff folks in the church are putting links to those on the Emmanuel Faith page. If you go to the junior high website, there's a place where you can still stay connected. It says check us out on lists the Instagram webpage and the YouTube channel. There's a message that posted tonight. We started a series on Wednesday nights last week about God's promises. We talked about eternal life, and this week we're talking about when Jesus said, "Lo, I am with you always," or "Behold, surely I am with you always." So we're talking about that promise that God says he's always going to be with us. So those are available. And this past Sunday, many of my leaders were able to start a Zoom with their students. So they're having core group times with students. Anyway, here's a picture of Gabriel Kiros's. He invited me to join. These guys connected on Sunday morning. They watched the junior high message and talked about what that meant in their life and just had a chance to connect with each other. If you don't know about Zoom yet, you can customize your background. So many of the things that we're seeing behind them aren't what we're really behind them, just images that we put up behind ourselves.
Yeah, what's behind you, John?
That's a little bit of coronavirus.
Okay.
Me and Gabriel both have that. And I've been putting little pictures of the coronavirus with the junior high logo overlaid on the top of that in all of my videos so far. Not because I want to celebrate coronavirus,
No.
but it's because the reason that they're going out online right now is because of this virus, which is tiny, but making a really big impact in our lives and in lots of people's lives. So that's a little bit in terms of what's coming up. Sadly, later this month, we were supposed to have one of our biggest outreach events called Overtime. And it sure looks like that's not going to happen, with the president announcing things lasting through April 30th. Maybe that'll change. Maybe something will happen in the next few weeks.
Yep.
The vendors, we had just put down payments on all of the places where we were going to go. This is the junior high overnighter. It starts at 8 p.m. on a Friday and ends at 8 a.m. on a Saturday. And we go to Boomers for 2 hours and Iceplex for 2 hours and the bowling alley for several rounds. And we play in the gym of the church, dodgeball, and a bunch of games. Anyway, it's a crazy thing where students do this, not so that they can have fun and stay up all night by themselves, but so that they can invite their friends to hear the gospel and hear the good news. And we talked about that at the beginning. I'm hoping that can be rescheduled, but honestly, one of the big prayer requests is just about what's coming up. We don't know.
Okay.
Is summer camp going to be able to happen? Is the church going to be able to bring on interns for the summer? And are we going to have beach days like normal? Are we going to welcome up the new 7th graders when the 6th graders turn into 7th graders at the beginning of June? We have so much uncertainty about what's coming, but leaders are going to still keep connecting with their kids. We're taking a little bit of break in the program stuff next week. No Wednesday night message or Easter Sunday message from the junior high, specifically because it was going to be spring break and I was going to be on vacation next week.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm going to use those vacation hours or stay at home. And anyway, I don't know what the plan will be. I understand some of you guys also had some plans to do things, and that's got to change. But
everything is changing. All of our plans have changed. If your plans have changed, give a thumbs up or a heart there.
Yeah, thumbs
up. Yep. That's me. This is a different world. Yeah. Look at Emily says so sad about such fond memories back in the.
Emily was a junior high intern a few summers ago herself, and a student going through the ministry.
That's awesome. All right. Well, hey, let's. I have a few more people to bring on, and so next, I'm bringing on Mr. Ryan Lundy.
Hey,
hello.
What's up, Ryan?
What's up, Ryan? How you doing?
Doing great.
All right. And so, Ryan, we're going to start with a question for you. All right. So, here's the next question. Okay, you're on the same island. All right. Where's that? You're on the same exact island, and what movie would you bring this time? Okay, not game, but movie now. And this is a movie that you'd have to watch again and again, by the way. So this better be good.
Well, if I'm watching it over and over again, I think I would have to say the 1985 Clue movie. And the reason why is because it has a different ending every single time that you watch it. So
is it really?
It does. Yeah, there's like 8 different endings, and so every time I watch it, I have no idea how it's going to end. So
wow,
there's 4 endings. I've only seen it twice, so I don't know how many endings there actually are.
Can I ask you something? Were you born in 1985?
No, I was not. I was not at all.
Okay, that's just that's awesome though. Wow, I don't know that I know that movie. So okay, if you're out there and you have an answer to this, let me know. I'm hearing some answers. I got Carol Hill's Hunt for the Wilderpeople. Is that a movie, Carol? I guess it is. But Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. There you go, Emily.
Josh, we've got Princess Bride.
Oh, so good, right?
Now that Pride and Prejudice.
Bride is so good.
Yeah.
Pride and Prejudice. Okay, all right. Maybe the book, if I could bring the book, Let's see. I got Sound of Music. Did I say that already? I got another vote for the Sound of Music. Wow, these movies are coming in fast right here.
Apollo 13, Castaway.
Nice. Oh, here we go. Terri.
Pastor Greg says Braveheart.
There we go. Princess Bride.
Right on. Right on. Okay. Well, I'm sure there's going to keep.
I agree with Terri. I agree with Terri on Princess Bride.
Yeah, I'm with you there. My wife can't stand that movie.
Oh, Beth.
Oh,
I know.
geez.
Beth is like here. She's like, how everyone's gonna hate me. It's okay, honey. It's okay. All right. So let's get on to something serious, okay? Because I got another guest to bring on. Still another guest. And so, Ryan, tell us a little bit about. How do I turn this off? Tell us a little bit about what's going on in the Well and college and young adult ministry. What's happening there?
Yeah. Well, so thank you, Josh. The Well right now, as is true for all of us, we're not able to meet in our small groups in person, but that doesn't prevent us from meeting virtually. And so we have been meeting in groups of 10 all over Zoom, Google Hangouts, you name it. And these are meeting on mostly Tuesday nights, but also Wednesday nights as well. Josh, I think, is linking to the webpage where you're going to be able to find a lot of these resources to get connected. We're also posting messages on our YouTube channel as well as our Instagram every Sunday by 5 p.m. And these messages are meant to pair with these online groups that are also discussing and supporting each other. And so I think we have about 6 groups that are meeting every single week right now. And these are led by student leaders in our ministry. And then on top of that, we're also offering a Tuesday podcast on SoundCloud. So that's soundcloud.com and search the Well College Ministry. And so we've been interviewing a variety of people, some of them on church staff, some of them within our ministry, and some of them outside of our church. So so those are some things that you guys can get connected to. If you know college students that are looking to get connected, I'd love to have them. So that's it.
Right on, Ryan. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. Well,
So Josh, Brent and Wendy are asking Ryan who made his bed this morning.
Or who did it?
Wouldn't you like to see? That is my beautiful bed right there. Yeah. I know. This is also doubling as my office, so.
There you go. No comment here. Okay, I got one more person I want to bring on this, and that is my good friend Kalani Jones. Kalani,
hey everybody. How you doing?
I want to introduce Kalani. Kalani is actually one of our elders. He's been kind of waiting here to get on. We asked him to get on here because he's not only just an elder at the church, which he does a lot in that capacity, but Kalani has also been a voice for refugee ministries around the church. And so really, I brought Kalani on to kind of be a voice for the world outside of Emmanuel Faith. For those people that are hurting and having troubles. But before we do that, Kalani, I have to ask you a little bit more of a fun question again, because we'd like to solicit some response as well from all of you out there. And so here is your question, Kalani. What is one thing other than TP and hand sanitizer? Okay, we know everybody misses those. But one thing that you didn't know you had taken for granted until now, all right? And so everybody can respond to this. I want to hear what Kalani has to say about this.
So it's funny for me. What I really feel like that I've been taking for granted is fast internet. At home, our internet was smoking fast, and now that everybody's at home and doing Zoom calls and all that stuff in the neighborhood, my internet is really super slow, and it's kind of funny. We just take certain things for granted, but it's like it's just not going very well. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. Am I breaking up or anything?
Yes, we can hear you. You're doing well. It was funny that your lips were moving slightly different, and I'm guessing that has something to do with the internet.
Yes,
I'm with you there, man. That's a good one. I had Yeah, what a I've had to go to like Cox and talk with them and deal with them about fixing my internet as well. So thank you to Cox people for fixing my internet. That is a great one. That's a great answer. What is everyone else saying out there?
Josh, Lori Pierce is saying she misses hugs. Katie misses haircuts and flour. More hugs from Shelly. And Janelle misses the junior high students.
And then
all right, and
church.
Jennifer says dates with her husband.
Mark misses water. Yeah, Janet also misses hugs. Oh man. Oh yeah, so true. CJ shaking hands and knuckle bumps with Toastmasters. Oh man, even just
CJ, there we go.
Kids miss their teachers.
Just being with friends, Jackie does. And Kathy misses grandkids. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, I'm sorry, all you grandparents out there. If you're out there and you miss a grandkid, give a heart. Oh yeah, hi Christina. Christina Miller misses hugs as well.
The widows miss walking into Costco without a line.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to point out that it looks like Mark Bennett might need some coffee filters. So if you have any coffee filters for Mark,
try toilet paper.
Hey, wait a minute. That's just too soon. That's just mean, Lynette. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Well, you guys, this is great. So now, let me get back to Kalani now, okay? And so let's see, Kalani, I want to hear from you a little bit more now about the world that you're hearing, and especially your heart for our efforts as a church to reach the unreached, and especially in refugee ministry. What are you hearing from the world of refugees these days?
What we're hearing from our partners in the Middle East is they're really having a rough time. In the country of Iran, for example, they've been having demonstrations since October, which was called government to show trying to change their government due to corruption. And this is all going on, and they literally, right as this was happening, the economy was going down, the cost of living was going up, people were losing their jobs, and then coronavirus hit. So it's been really difficult for our partners. But on the positive side, the cool part is that even though it's really difficult, what they're finding is that during these difficult times, people are really open to hearing about Jesus. So it's just opened the doors, and it's being a very fruitful time from that perspective. And the Lord's not surprised. So it's been, from that perspective, it's been just awesome for folks in the Middle East. That's
huge, Kalani. How about the local refugees? Because you're in touch. I don't know if everybody knows, but Kalani has put together a collaborative of churches that are like-minded churches, just like Emmanuel Faith, that are coming together around this issue. And he's probably as connected as just about anyone in the world of local refugees even. And so what are you hearing there?
So that's also been pretty awesome. What's happening is that a group of churches had gotten together over the last year or so, and we were really praying about how do we coordinate churches. And so what we did was we actually got together and we hired a mobilizer from World Relief. They basically have people that have been going into different parts of the United States, going into cities and helping churches work together. And it was kind of funny. The mobilizer literally started the week that I think we went in lockdown. So so what's happening now is we're having Zoom calls, and churches are trying to figure out how to work together. It has been awesome, So it's like the beginning of some really great stuff to start happening here in San Diego. So it's really been a blessing.
That's really cool, Kalani. Tell us a little bit about how, as a church, we can be praying for refugees all over.
So for our partners, that are helping refugees in the Middle East, probably two areas. One is wisdom, right, as they're dealing with, economies that are just tanking. But on the other side, just protection, because they're dealing with people that are the most vulnerable. So even though it may not be safe to go take food to a refugee camp, they're doing it anyway, because they don't bring food and they don't bring materials to these refugees they won't eat. So for our folks in the Middle East, it's really wisdom and protection. For local, we just need wisdom on how do we can't go visit our refugee families anymore, right? So we're trying to connect with them online and stuff. So just wisdom on how to maintain and grow relationships during this time when we can't go see them, and we have to see them virtually. So those are really areas that we would need prayer on.
Right on. Okay. Well, if you're out there, give some hearts if you're willing to pray. If you're able to lift them up, because I think that's huge. Because we gotta think that this is we feel like this is bad for us, but think about it. If you're not in your own home, if you don't have the comforts that we have here in America, I mean, just it could be so much worse. So Kalani, thank you so much for coming and bringing us that perspective. I really appreciate it. We're getting a bunch of comments of support for you. I do want to give a little shout out here. Someone's popped on here. Justin Fleur, our former college pastor, great friend of mine.
I'm Justin.
All the way.
Hey,
We have the reach of this. Look at, we couldn't get people from Kentucky in church.
Kentucky.
Here we go. Welcome, Justin. It's good to have you. So this is cool. Man, he says, hey, by the way. Hey. Hey, right back.
Right. Lots of people over here saying hi too.
Oh, good. Well, okay. What time is it? Wow. We've gone a little long. So we have. I hope we haven't like overstated our welcome, church family. But it's not too long yet. In fact, I still want to try one thing. Do you guys think I should try one thing here, everybody?
Go
try
for it.
I dare you.
Do it. yeah, try it.
Yeah, really? Okay, I think I will. Thank you. All right. Here's what we're gonna do, and unfortunately, once we get to this, I'm going to have to boot somebody out because our limit on this is 6. But here's what I want from our audience. Okay, our at-home audience. I am looking for a person who can guarantee us that they can bring into the camera, any camera that they're standing in front of, a video camera, mind you, the most amount of toilet paper, okay? I want as many rolls as possible, all right? If you can bring a lot of toilet paper into the camera, then I want you to post that and tell us how many rolls you can bring into the camera right now, okay? Because if that's you, we want to bring you with all of your toilet paper into this video conference with us, okay? You're going to go live on YouTube, on Facebook, on church, online church. You're going to go live, you and all your toilet paper, okay? And so let's see how many you have, okay? And I know it sounds like we're bragging a little bit because, toilet paper is kind of like money these days, but it's just because you planned ahead or just because you got lucky at Costco, all right? So we're not going to judge you. There's no judgment here. And so I want to start seeing some numbers here of how many you have. All right. And Lynette, are you hearing anything, seeing anything yet?
Well, so the Pierces are saying, of course, you'll publish their address so everyone knows where to go.
No, Lori, we will not publish your address. Okay, good. I think they're just catching up.
Justin, the one roll.
Justin, okay. Justin, sorry. It's not going to be enough. Not going to be enough. Irene wants me to start. I do. Allie, go get us some.
So Justine says she has 20 rolls.
Who does?
Christine.
Christine Miller? I know where she lives. Oh, Christina. Oh, Christina knows. Allie brought me one.
That's somebody different.
Allie brought me one. So that's all. I have some more in my house, but an unopened package of Costco plus a bit more is what Carol has. Irene got
30.
So this is Christine Wolf. She has 20.
Oh, Christine Wolf has 20. I've got 30 on Facebook. Is there anyone with more?
Yeah, and I like Irene's comment, 30, but with a household of 9, dude. That may not last long.
That really will not. What? Do you see this? 74 rolls.
74.
Okay.
Will they be in front of the camera?
I think, Lynette, you have the link. Can you send Jennifer that link right now? Lynette, do you have that, or do I?
Which link would it be that I'm sending?
Oh, you know what? We're gonna get that link to you right now. Let me go over to the. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
send that link right there if it's in the private chat. Technical difficulties. It's gonna take a minute to get her on there. So, oh my goodness, I want to see this, and we're Jennifer. I think you have gone out of your way. 74 wowzers. Okay, another 74. I think 74 is going to take it for today. Does anyone else? Are you seeing anyone else? Oh no, Lynette, you're doing.
I'm doing online. I think I'm on the wrong one.
Sorry.
Yeah,
you're doing online. My bad. Lundy.
Yeah.
Send that link. Private message that link to Jennifer Morgan.
Oh, Jennifer Morgan. All right, I got it.
Will you send that link?
Yes.
Oh, you posted the link to everyone. Click on that link. Don't click on the link. Everybody joining us. Yeah, you can remove that link now, please.
It's not wanting to leave.
I'm the one who said that. Yeah, I agree with Justin. That is more than I've seen in weeks, and so so let's see if this is this is going to make Brady Bunch look small. Carol. You're right. We're gonna try to add one more in this.
Yeah, sorry, Josh. Here it goes. It's disappearing. It's really slow. It's
all right.
really slow.
Jennifer is going to try. Jennifer says she got hers at subscribe and save. Oh wait, but now wait. Irene coming in late with a big
90.
She has 80.
90. Okay, that
90.
has to be verified.
Okay.
We need to see that.
Yes, but will they be in front of the camera?
Send a link to Irene also. Let's get
Picture didn't have to. You gotta show us.
Yeah, Lundy, send that link to Irene Phillips as well, would you? Direct message, okay? One of you, whoever,
direct message this time.
I know. I want to see this. And so, in order to get them on here, I got to say goodbye to somebody here. John.
Bye, Josh.
We love you.
I'm okay.
We love you. We thank
Bye,
you.
John.
Bye,
John. Everybody.
So sad. Say bye to everybody. See you, John. Take care. Okay, so now we have space. And so if Irene gets this message, Lundy, you got that? Did you send that to her?
Yeah. So Jennifer and Irene, I have sent you the messages or sent you the link over Messenger.
Okay.
Now
you can log in with your phone or computer, I think. Should be able to. We'll see. I love Danielle. Hi, Danielle. How's it going? She was going to count, but then she gave up when she saw 90. We'll see. Okay, so while we're waiting to join, who's got another question for the audience?
I have one that I would love to ask. As we've been doing this toilet paper game here, I've noticed we've got a lot more parents that have joined us. And I would like to ask how many of them, if you just post something in the comments, how many of you have been following Faith Kids online, either the website resources or Facebook or Instagram? Tell us how we're connecting with you. We'd love to know that.
There you go. There you go. Have your kids been watching? Have they been jumping on Zoom calls? Let us know.
And then the other thing is, are you aware that we are trying to align with what Pastor Ryan is preaching on Sundays? So for Sunday school, we really want to make it super easy for families that are worshiping together when they connect with their Sunday school classes and their small groups on Zoom or wherever else they are gathering.
Okay.
Oh, wait. And now the toilet paper.
Oh, my.
Hello, Jennifer. Wow.
Wow.
In my defense, I've given a lot of way already.
Wow.
That is being prepared.
Wow.
No, it's Amazon Subscribe and Save that I get every 2 months.
Exactly. Jennifer, I'm with you. I'm with you.
I've got a lot of diapers. Yeah. So
Is that your actual stash throughout the year?
That is Jennifer's actual.
that's 2 months worth.
That's 2 months.
Oh, yeah.
Single Ryan over there doesn't realize that we only go through a lot of toilet paper. Okay, Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Okay, sounds good, guys.
But now I think we have our winner. We have our winner.
Becky says, give Nathan a hug, Jennifer.
And our winner is Irene Phillips, I believe. Irene, can you top that?
Lots of people. Oh, okay, Wally, go over there. That is just
okay. Oh, here's Wally.
Each of our bathrooms we have 5 bathrooms has full rolls of those. Show the Sherman ones, like those.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Wow.
And
I still.
then again, we have 9 people. So
They have 9 people living in their home, okay, is what she's saying. If you can't hear her,
it's
9 people take a lot of toilet paper. No, you're right. That won't last long.
Don't send out my address to people because we won't have any toilet paper left.
No one's going to go all the way up there anyway. Okay.
Yeah, we're a long ways away, like far, far, far. So you don't need to
Okay, well, since you're on here, do any of the kids want to say hi?
The kids? Here's some kids.
Here's some kids. They're watching. There's Shay. Hey, Shay. How you doing?
Hey, Shay.
Wally and his toilet paper.
Hey, Wally.
We
Toilet
definitely
paper.
miss being at the church with everybody, and we miss seeing everybody.
That's right. We miss you too.
Oh, Chloe.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care, Irene. All right.
So Josh, Jessica Johansson says that between her 5 junior high girls, they have figured out that they have 200 rolls of TP.
Okay, like 200 rolls now between the junior high. Oh, different families though.
Well, yeah, they have 5 girls on a Zoom call right now.
Oh, so they can. Oh man, I wish I could bring them all here. I don't think I can. That would be way too much. But Jessica Johansson, well done. Thank you for watching us and a screen of junior high girls. That is impressive. That is dedication. That's what I like to see. Well done. Well done indeed. Well, good. Well, hey, there's my daughter. Hi, Allie. Allie really wanted to join in.
Yeah, Allie.
Oh, you guys. Well, hey, we're about wrapping up here. It's been an hour. We've been on this, and if you've been on this whole time, if you've been enjoying our time together, give us some hearts there on Church Online. Give us a thumbs up and something on Facebook, and we'd love to see you. Look at that, like something like that. Give us something like that on Facebook. Justin, you're all about the emojis here. I'm impressed. So, you guys, everybody out there, our church family, we miss you. We want to be with you. We want to be back together again. The 5 of us here, so many more of us that are on staff. We miss you a ton, and we can't wait to be back together again. And there will be a day, right, everybody? You guys, right? It's going to be a day when we're going to be back together again, and we're looking forward to that day. And until then, we're going to try to get creative. Hopefully, not always just silly. In fact, coming up this weekend, Ryan, today, just a few hours ago, he may have just finished up. He was filming the message for this weekend. And you guys, it's Palm Sunday. Can you believe, you guys, that it's Palm Sunday already?
Wow,
already.
Palm Sunday means that Easter's coming. And you guys, this is going to be a great season for us as a church. I really pray, those of you with families around you, with kids gathered, that this time can be a time of connecting with each other and learning together as a family. We're going to make some memories here, right? This is just different, and we're going to keep our perspective on Jesus. So let's end that. And Nicole, can I put you on the spot? Would you pray for us? You're like right there in the middle. And would you just end our time with a word of prayer and blessing on our time together, but on every single person that's watching us?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Yeah, let's pray together.
Okay.
Oh, our good and gracious God, we're so grateful to be able to gather together online tonight, to hear from one another, to see one another, Lord, to just enjoy laughter together. And we're grateful to be your people, even when we are not able to gather together in the same physical location. What a wonderful reminder that your church, Lord, we gather together by the power of your Holy Spirit. We're grateful that you are watching over us, that you know our needs, you care for every one of our needs. And Lord God, you're our great provider. So thank you again for the provision of tonight, just fun and enjoyment of being together. We thank you for being our good God. We thank you for Jesus, who has given us fullness of life. We pray all these things in Jesus' beautiful name. Amen.
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 Well, you guys, thank you everybody who's joined us. If you came in a little later, as we say goodbye to everybody, Kalani, take care, man. We'll hope to see you, give you a hug one of these days. Have a good one, bro. Take care. And now he's gone. So I'm gonna say goodbye to Ryan. Ryan, have a good one, bro. Take care. And Lynette, we love you. Take care. And I'll see you later, Nicole. Blessings to you. And I'm going to end with just one more thing. I got to brag on my son again. I'm going to play the intro video he made. My 13-year-old. This was his... Not only did he make us an intro, which I thought was awesome, he made us an outro. All right. So with this, we're going to sign off, and I'm going to say blessings to you. Thank you for joining us. And we hope to see you again real soon. We'll be on Church Online, EFCC.online.church this weekend at all our normally scheduled services. Hope to see you there. God bless.